Jack Palance was known to the world as a man carved from stone, a figure whose chiseled face and piercing eyes could freeze a room into silence. On screen, he wasn't just dangerous, he was inevitable. Every glance carried authority, every pause felt like a threat. But what if the toughest man in Hollywood was hiding something far more powerful than fear? A private truth, locked away for decades, known only to those closest to him. Stay with us, because behind the legend lies a story that will completely change how you see Jack Palance forever. Born Vladimir Ivanovich Palance on February 18, 1919, in Vladimir Mines, Pennsylvania, Jack Palance was the son of Ukrainian immigrant parents who survived through backbreaking labor. In America's coal country, life offered no shortcuts. His childhood was defined by grinding poverty, physical exhaustion, and the daily struggle of immigrant families trying to secure a future in an unforgiving land. As a young man, Palance worked in the coal mines himself. The work was brutal, dangerous, and relentless, but it forged something permanent inside him. Those years instilled discipline, endurance, and a belief that pain was not something to be discussed. It was something to be endured in silence. That belief would follow him for the rest of his life. Before acting ever entered the picture, Jack Palance found an outlet for his intensity through boxing. Fighting professionally under the name Jack Bradzo, he earned a reputation for fearlessness and raw power. Boxing taught him how to command his space, how to use controlled aggression, and how to communicate emotion through body language, alone skills that would later become essential to his acting style. His boxing career was interrupted by World War II, when Palance served as a pilot in the U.S. Army Air Forces. During training, he suffered a devastating accident that left him with severe burns and facial injuries. Though the injuries altered his appearance permanently, they also contributed to the sharp, striking features that would later define his on-screen persona. After the war, Palance turned his relentless discipline toward the arts. He studied acting and theater in New York, approaching performance with the same intensity he once brought to boxing. Broadway followed, and his commanding presence quickly caught Hollywood's attention. His film debut came in Panic in the Streets 1950, but it was his chilling performance as Jack Wilson in Shane 1953 that transformed him into a cinematic legend. Unlike traditional Western villains, Palance played his character with icy restraint. His calm was more terrifying than rage. His stillness felt predatory. That performance earned him an Academy Award nomination and redefined what a villain could be. Throughout the 1950s and 1960s, Palance became synonymous with intensity, delivering unforgettable performances in films like Sudden Fear, Man in the Attic, The Big Knife, and Attack. He didn't portray evil as one-dimensional cruelty. He revealed inner torment, contradiction, and vulnerability beneath the surface. Though often typecast as villains, Palance never viewed those roles as limiting. He believed villains were more interesting than heroes because they reflected humanity's darker truths. That philosophy shaped every performance, turning antagonists into psychologically complex figures that lingered in the audience's mind. Long after the screen faded to black dot as Hollywood tastes changed, Jack Palance adapted. He transitioned into television, appearing in acclaimed productions like Playhouse 90, and later explored international cinema. In European productions, particularly spaghetti westerns, he embraced bold, stylized performances that influenced future generations of filmmakers. One of the most remarkable chapters of his career came late in life. In 1991, at the age of 72, Palance delivered a scene-stealing performance as Curly Washburn in City Slickers. The role revealed his sharp comedic timing while preserving the intimidating presence audiences had always associated with him. His performance earned him the Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor, a triumphant recognition of decades of unforgettable work. During his Oscar acceptance speech, Jack Palance stunned the audience by dropping to the stage floor and performing one-armed push-ups. The moment became legendary not as a stunt, but as a statement. It symbolized vitality, defiance, and his refusal to be defined by age. Instead of slowing down, Palance continued working across genres. In Cyborg to 1993, he brought cold authority to a futuristic thriller. In Cops and Robersons 1994, He showcased unexpected humor opposite Chevy Chase. That same year, he returned to Western mythology in City Slickers 2, The Legend of Curly's Gold, grounding the sequel with rugged authenticity. On television, he appeared in Buffalo Girls 1995, reconnecting with the frontier spirit that had defined much of his career. He also lent his iconic voice to animation, delivering a darkly theatrical performance as Rothbard in The Swan Princess 1994, introducing his talent to an entirely new generation. As his career entered its final chapter, Palance chose roles that reflected maturity and emotional depth. In Ebenezer 1998, a Western adaptation of A Christmas Carol, he portrayed Scrooge as a hardened frontier figure shaped by regret and redemption. The performance blended toughness with vulnerability, proving his range remained intact even late in life. He followed with Treasure Island 1999 and Sarah, Plain and Tall, Winter's End 2000 before making his final screen appearance in Prancer Returns 2001. The gentle family film stood in stark contrast to the fierce villains of his youth, offering warmth, wisdom, and a quiet sense of farewell. Away from Hollywood, Jack Palance lived a grounded life near Tehachapi, California, embracing solitude, nature, and privacy. In 1949, he married Virginia Baker, and together they raised 3 children. 2 of them, Holly Palance and Brooke Palance, followed him into the entertainment industry. Though the marriage ended in 1968, it remained the most defining personal chapter of his life. Tragedy struck years later when Virginia Baker was killed in a car accident in Los Angeles on New Year's Day 2003. Though long divorced, her death reopened emotional wounds that never fully healed. In 1987, Palance married Elaine Rogers, who would later reveal the truth he rarely shared. Behind the intimidating exterior was a man living with constant physical pain, old boxing injuries, lingering damage from wartime burns, and years of physical strain followed him everywhere. "I never learned how to complain," Palance once admitted. "If something hurt, you worked through it." His wife revealed that as he aged, walking became harder and sleep came in fragments. Still, he refused help. He endured in silence. "I'm not afraid of getting old," he once said. "I'm afraid of becoming useless." Jack Palance passed away on November 10, 2006, at the age of 87, after suffering a stroke. He died quietly in California, with his daughter Holly Palance by his side. In his final moments, he was not a villain or a legend but a father, surrounded by family. His death marked the end of an era, but Jack Palance never truly left. He lives on through every unforgettable performance, every silent stare, and every lesson in strength without complaint. His life proved that real toughness isn't about hiding pain, it's about facing it with dignity. If this story moved you, honor his legacy by remembering the man behind the legend. Thanks for watching.